Today's stories include an Astro game announcement could finally be happening, Tim's dreams come true, and a big star joins Last of Us Season 2. We'll have all this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Yo, what's up? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Friday, May 24th, 2024. I'm one of your hosts, Blessing Adeoye Jr. Joining me is little Croy Poppy, Tim Yetis.
My dreams do become true, Bless. There's just so many things happening. This morning, the X-Men 97 soundtrack dropped on streaming services. So everyone's weekend's about to get a whole lot better. And the thing about the soundtrack, it's the type of thing, it's all just like, there's like 4 themes total.
Yeah.
Like Storm has a theme, there's the main X-Men theme, there's, a couple different motifs going on, but they just play them in every genre possible, and they're all just like 30 seconds to a minute. So you just put this thing on shuffle in the background, and your life is just going to get a little extra cool.
Has a rapper ever sampled the X-Men theme?
Oh, yeah. Do
you have that off the top?
Waze from back in the day.
Okay.
He was great.
I'm going to need the links.
This dude, Kyle. Yeah.
Oh, I know Kyle.
Yeah. He did a super dope one at one point. And then there was one dude, I forget his name, but remember the Lil Wayne song, Let the Beat Build?
Yeah.
He did a mix of that led into X-Men.
Oh, that's pretty
which
sick.
was crazy.
That's sick as hell.
Yeah.
That's
How
awesome.
you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Yesterday I went to the doctor. I've been like having allergies, like these allergy issues since fall. It's gotten real bad. And I've just been waiting for like allergy season to end, and then allergy season just never ended for me. Even in the winter, I was like, man, I'm still sneezing, my nose still getting clogged up. I finally went to the doctor for it. Went to an ear, nose, and throat doctor, which is like fun because they work very quickly. I've never been to an ear, nose, and throat doctor before.
Know what they're doing.
But legitimately, like this man was all about business, right? Like he gets his fucking like magnifying glass or whatever.
He's like, ears,
yeah.
check,
He
nose,
looks like
check,
he looks like
throat.
ears. He's like, looks good. Looks at my open your mouth. Yeah, looks good. Looks at my nose. Like, oh. I'm like, oh no.
Oh no.
Turns out deviated septum.
Oh no.
And I've heard
classic.
Yeah, and I've heard the streets talk about a deviated septum, but I never thought it would happen to me. Yeah. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. Because he's like, it's the deviated septum combined with allergies. And that's really fucking me up.
Is there a solution? Can you undeviate?
I feel like the solution to everything is always the surgery. So he's like, yeah, you can get a septoplasty. And I'm like, that sounds ridiculous.
That sounds like a lot.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, no, just readjust your nose or whatever. Like, no outside scarring. It's all just on the inside, and then it'll be like a week of healing. And I'm like, I'll consider it. And legitimately, I'm like, I might consider it. Yeah. Because not only am I so sick and tired of my congestion, because it'll ruin my sleep, right? I'll wake up at 6 a.m. and I can't go back to sleep because I just can't breathe through my nose. It'll be that, but then also I get these periodic nosebleeds depending on the season. And it's been happening all throughout my life where just out of nowhere, my nose will start bleeding. I'm lucky that it hasn't happened on content yet. But it's like enough things have built up to where I'm like, if I could solve these issues with 1 week of pain and a surgery, I could probably do it.
I've said this many times before, but getting not LASIK, but I got the PRK or whatever it is, surgery for my eyes. Best decision I ever made. It was like the worst 2 weeks of my life. But now I get to wake up every day and see and not have to worry about contacts and fucking things up. And it's like, oh yeah, why didn't I do that many years ago? And the answer was money and a lot of other things.
Yeah,
but
of
like,
course.
if you got the funds, if you got the cash money, bless.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the struggle is that insurance will cover it, at least cover some of it, right? Which is nice. The thing, though, that I'm juggling is that I have stacked up multiple different types of doctor visits. And so recently I was at the dentist, and the dentist was like, we got to get out that last wisdom tooth. And I'm like, I know. And she's like, no, it's looking pretty bad. And I'm like, all right. And that on top of like a crown that I needed to get, on top of a deep cleaning. It's like all these things stacking up. And so it's like, I don't want to do a wisdom tooth extraction and then do a septoplasty
do it
back
all
to
at
back.
Once. You know what I mean?
Just be in bed, just not able to breathe through my mouth, or my nose is
listen
fucking
to the
suffering.
X-Men soundtrack on loop.
Oh my gosh, I hate it. But also, I want to shout out. I'm wearing this shirt for the first time ever. I got this shirt months ago from Roosevelt's, and it's one where if you were like watching during like GDC, I wore my other. It's a Street Fighter shirt. I wore my other Street Fighter shirt that was like blue and a bit more understated. I really loved it. But a
bit more understated.
More understated. I got these shirts at the same time, and I looked at the blue one, and I was like, I like this one. I looked at this shirt that I'm wearing, and I was like, it's just kind of loud. It's a bit too loud. And I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
I put it on this morning.
Yeah.
And I looked in the mirror, and I was like, you know what? I'm digging it.
Yeah.
And so shout out to Roosevelt's for not missing.
Yeah.
I'm digging this shirt. I like this shirt on me.
You look good in it. Rocking it.
Let's rock some video game news, Tim. Remember, this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with the Kinda Funny membership on Patreon or on YouTube to get all of our shows ad-free, watch us record them live, and get a daily exclusive show. For a chance to be a part of the show, submit your thoughts and opinions as YouTube Super Chats as we go. Housekeeping for you. Today, after Kinda Funny Games Daily, you'll get Gamescast, which is an interview with the devs of DC Universe Online to chat about the game over a decade later. And then after that is Game Showdown Season 2, Episode 4. A nice tease for that one. Andy's out, which means that somebody needs to replace him on Team Purple.
Wonder who it could be.
Who is it? Their name rhymes with snow bike like.
Wow, you could have went way harder with that.
No right. No Mike. Mike. It's Snow Bike Bikes.
I wonder who it could be, everybody.
Snow Bike Bikes. Snow Bike Bikes stepping in for Andy, so you're going to want to check that one out. And then the stream after that is DC Universe Online with Greg, Mike, and the devs. If you're a Kinda Funny member, you can get today's Greg Way, which is the Phil DeFranco connection.
Interesting.
I don't know what that means, but...
Imagine it's how Greg and Philip DeFranco are connected. Intrinsically. Chemically.
Wow.
Yeah.
Chemically. Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Find out.
And you can also get Furiosa in review this afternoon and tomorrow on YouTube and on podcast services. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Carl Jacobs, Fargo Brady, and Delaney Twining. Today we're brought to you by BetterHelp, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin with what is, and forever will be, the Roper Report. It's time for some news. We have 6 stories today.
Oh, Baker's doesn't?
Starting with our number 1. A new Astrobot game will be revealed in weeks. It is claimed.
Let's fucking go.
This is from Andy Robinson at Video Games Chronicle.
Oh, I believe it. Just because I need to.
Same. This doesn't happen, I'm going to be sad. A new Astrobot game for PlayStation 5 could be announced within weeks, it is claimed. That's according to prolific game leaker Bill Bilkun, who writes on... I believe it because it's Bill Bilkun, honestly. Who writes on Deal Labs that they've heard the title could be called simply Astrobot. And announced within 15 days. Sounds like a threat.
I love it, dude. I mean, 15 days gives us like all of May and just a couple days of June.
Yeah. I mean, I think that basically means that it's happening at whatever PlayStation event we're about to get. Quote, among other information we've attained, it seems that part of the game will be playable in an environment located in the heart of a desert, they said. One of the new characters in this game would be a Fennec fox. A Fennec fox. Kevin, if you can bring up an image of a Fennec fox, in the form of a robot sharing some similarities to Astro.
But he's ugly as shit.
How dare you?
Damn, son.
How dare you? I don't like this. According to Bill Bilkun, the game will be released for PS5 as opposed to PSVR, like the previous full entry. Oh, this is cute.
Yeah, imagine this little guy next to
as
Astro,
a robot. Okay, first
around.
of all, Astrobot, adorable mascot character. I love Astrobot's design. This Fennec fox, also adorable.
Oh, yeah.
And so you're saying that I'm getting a Fennec fox that has like the robot-y design of Astrobot? This is gonna be the cutest thing ever. This is gonna be a fucking meme on the internet.
Do you remember in the late 90s when there was there was a pink dog and the blue dog and they were robots and then they would do little backflips?
Yes. Yeah.
That's what we're about to get.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, but with little pointier ears. I'm so excited. And potentially just calling it Astrobot, what a bold move if I do say so myself.
I like it, but part of me is almost like Astrobot by itself. I wonder if that has as much impact as Astrobot blank blank. You know what I mean?
It's like, hey, we've had our little rescue mission. Thank you, Kevin. I wasn't talking about this one. I was talking about more like, I think this was like an evolution of the one I'm talking about.
This looks like what I had in mind.
It's very similar to this, but hold on, the purple picture.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think I know this one.
The bottom, yeah, there we go. That's who I'm talking about.
I'm familiar with the one that Kevin pulled up before. I've not seen this guy in my life. So I'm sorry to this guy. I don't know this man.
I feel like Astrobot, just calling it that, is like, yo, this is the first real game in this franchise. It's not a VR excursion.
How fucking dare you?
It's not.
How do you do that to a rescue mission? It's a real video game.
Yeah, but it's also VR. Sure. You know what I mean? So I feel like the core console experience game of like trying to turn Astrobot into an IP.
It almost feels like a reboot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Of like kind of restating its mission of, hey, Astrobot means something to us and here's what it means. Because again, no hate at all towards Rescue Mission. I haven't played it. I'm sure I would absolutely love it based on everything you've said. And Astro's Playroom, potentially, if not undeniably, the best tech demo of all time. And even just as a game, whatever that is, I loved it. I platinumed it. I want to platinum this if this exists. And I hope that it is what we imagine, which is just an amazing 3D platformer.
Yeah, that's the thing with Team Asobi. I have so much trust in their work coming off of Astrobot's Rescue Mission and Astro's Playroom that I have zero worries about this. And I'm like, the story is saying all the right things. Oh, it's not going to be VR. It's going to be just a regular PS5 game. They're calling it Astrobot. It seems like it's going to be full-fledged because of that. My thing with it is, because I have no worries, all I have now are hopes and dreams.
I know.
And now,
what a nice place to be.
It's such a great place to be. And the one of the things that sticks out to me here is where they talk about it seems that part of the game will be playable in an environment located in the heart of a desert, like a desert environment, right? Which is cool. And it reminds me of how Astro's Playroom, one of the first areas, I guess you can go to any area, right, in any order. There's like a beach area that's like the obvious, this is the beach level, right? They have the prototypical stuff, but they also had like the level theming was also after just PS5 hardware features, and so they had the SSD level, they have the GPU level, they have the cooling springs is what I was talking. They have the cooling springs, and I like getting more creative with the types of environments in 3D platformers, because we've gotten so many platformers that are here's the ice level, here's the lava level, here's like the grass level, here's the like. I feel like we've gotten so standard, and I hope that whatever the desert level is that there is something that is pushing it away. I hope it's not just like, oh, here's desert land.
Yeah,
I don't think it will be, because I think they're very smart.
Oh, for sure. And clearly they've proven. I mean, Rescue Mission, what were those levels like?
They're creative. Like I would have to go back and see, because now like it's actually hard to think back, because I think they were a bit more standard.
Which wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Right. But what I love about this is it's such a fresh start for them. But I wonder what this game is actually going to be, because I feel like having the tech demo vibe of the of Playroom, where they were able to play with PlayStation's history a little bit and kind of use that of like, like the entire game kind of took place in a PS5.
Yeah.
And then there was like all the like little gotcha machine thing where you can collect like essentially trophies of PlayStation's hardware from the past, or like different characters would be in the levels kind of like doing fun little bits from the games and stuff. That was so special and cool. I doubt that that's going to be continued in this game. Or is it? Are they going to kind of triple down, and now Astro is a celebration of PlayStation as a 3D platformer, which, I mean, I would absolutely love if they did more.
I think that would be a slam dunk. If you can make it so that each world that you're going to in Astrobot is modeled after a different PlayStation game, you go to the Horizon level, maybe you have a slight, I think that would be your opportunity to go back into the Duffy of IP that aren't maybe as active, and you can, bring back Sly Cooper in that way, but then you go to a Ghost of Tsushima level, or you go to a Horizon level, or you go to a God of War level. I think that would be so cool. The question is, can they do, like, is that something they can pull off in the way that PlayStation works, right? Like, we've not gotten a PlayStation All-Stars in such a long time. Has PlayStation moved past the idea of combining IPs in that way?
I mean, that's the thing, is I would say yes, but then when did they do it? Astro's Playroom.
True.
Like they literally did it. I mean, the one thing they didn't do is like expand it to the worlds, but like that does not seem like a leap to me. That seems like a possibility for them. Like for sure. Some things might cause a little issues. Like I don't know if we're going to be getting Final Fantasy VII characters like we did in Playroom, but maybe, I don't know. But,
I mean, that'd be awesome.
But also, what if they didn't do any of that? What if there was no PlayStation stuff and it was just a traditional 3D platformer, desert levels, sky levels, water levels? Like, I'm still excited for that.
I'm still excited.
A little bit less.
But I'm curious on if there's a gimmick, or what is the pull. Like, I think they can make just a traditional, hey, 3D platformer is Astrobot. We're going through levels. It's fun. I think they can make that game, but I also think that they would want to do something more, because I think the pull with Astrobot's Rescue Mission is the fact that it was VR, and the VR adds so much to it, right? They're able to use VR to make such a really cool game. Astro's Playroom was a tech demo, right? That was able to feature the PS5 features, and then also, have all these cool references to PlayStation stuff. I do think that Astrobot needs more than just, hey, this is Astrobot going through levels. Maybe it is like, hey, maybe they've found a cool story. Maybe they've added like a really cool narrative to what's going on in the Astrobot world. Maybe it is the thing of, hey, no, we just have really good creatives that are making levels that are going to blow your mind.
I'm down for that, man.
Maybe they got Cappy in there. Maybe that is like, they have a mechanic that they haven't used in the last couple of Astrobot games that they introduced, like a Cappy in Mario Odyssey, or like a, Mario Galaxy had like the planets that you're running around and shit. Yeah. Maybe there's something like that we wouldn't even think of mechanically.
Here's a big question. Does this game have multiplayer?
Oh, I would think not, but
I hope not.
Yeah.
I really hope that this is a tightly designed single-player platformer, because I feel like once you start having to deal with multiple characters interacting and all that, it just changes the level design. And there's examples of that working great. I feel like Mario 3D World works just as well single player as it does multiplayer. In fact, I think it's a completely different experience that both are fantastic. But I really would love for this game to just be a tight experience, you know?
I think the kind of platformer you would want Astrobot to be would be more of a open, you're exploring as opposed to just doing like the tight platforming. I think that's what works so well about like Astro's Playroom is it is like you're looking around the corners, like you're like when you start off in Cooling Springs, you start off in an open beach area, and so you're running around and collecting the things and seeing the references and all that stuff. I don't think that works as well in multiplayer. I think if you're gonna do a multiplayer game, it would have to be a bit more like Sackboy's Big Adventure, where it is tight. Yeah, everybody's on one screen. Mario 3D World, right? Yeah. Where it's more about the obstacles as opposed to the exploration.
See, that's what I love so much about Playroom, though, is like, I mean, obviously it was such a limited experience, but there's so much variation in the styles because some of the levels were a bit more open, like a Bowser's Fury, and then some were a little bit more tight platforming as you would go through more linear things where it's like to get from point A to point B, you have to do this platform challenge. And I just feel like there was the right balance there. And granted, Astro's Playroom was correct me if I'm wrong here, 2-hour experience, like 5 hours to platinum type thing. So I feel like expanding that out to, I don't know, a 20-hour experience overall gives them so much flexibility to have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and like a hub world that could be amazing. Like I remember I know, come on. And like I feel like we got a decent one in Astro's Playroom. Like at least it was fun to go around and like the music, like there was just such a vibe to Astro's Playroom that I feel like they got the stuff. Clearly this team knows what they're doing. I'm hoping for a dope as hell hub world because it's been a while since there's been a 3D platformer hub world that I'm like, that's the shit.
Yeah. I'm looking back at I'm on a IGN page that's the walkthrough to Astrobot's rescue mission to look back at how they did the worlds, and now I'm reminded, like they were pretty prototypical, but they also would add like unique mechanics. Like as you go from world to world or level to level in Astrobot's rescue mission, you would have like shit that's inside of your controller. And so you would get to a level and it is, if you use the touchpad, a water gun pops out of it and now you're spraying things on screen, and like different worlds would have different one of those. So like World 2 here on the IGN wiki, they say World 2 consists of slightly more technical levels than World 1 and is where the water theme is first introduced. The gadget you're introduced to here is the water gun. Whereas in World 3 has the introduction of the smoky spikies and spinning tops. The gadget introduced here is the shuriken. However, you only get to use it near the end of the second stage. So I could see them maybe going hard with gadgets. I don't know how they would introduce it since it's not in VR. That's the other thing is, do we get them? Okay, a couple of questions. Do they lean into PS5 hardware as much as they did in Astro's Playroom?
I think definitively yes. I don't know that it's as themed with the SSD song and GPU song and all that stuff like playing. Maybe though, potentially. I do think that like in terms of the DualSense, the haptics going fucking off and just playing with all that stuff, I do think that we're going to see a lot of fun there.
My follow-up question, does this launch alongside a PS5 Pro?
Oh, wow. Ha! Well, that's actually...
I think if that happens, then you use Astrobot to feature the PS5 Pro stuff.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that the PS5 Pro is going to have any enhancements that are going to be able to be shown from a game, which is the stupidest thing to say, but I think that's where we're at. I think all of the...
It scares me every single time because it feels like there's an actual train in this room.
Welcome to Speculation Station, everybody. I think that the PS5 Pro, the PlayStation Super Sampling Resolution, whatever, the PSSR, whatever it was, that stuff, I don't think tech demos don't show that off. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like I feel like they'd have to get real creative, and they probably could, but get real creative to just show like this is what this does. Whereas like the SSD, I feel like what they're able to kind of a little bit more one-to-one show the power of it. And even then, we kind of had to use our imaginations, but there was also the graphics and the DualSense itself. I don't think the PS5 Pro is going to add DualSense functionality or add anything that's tactile or like that direct.
Yeah. I want to bring in some super chats because people are here talking about Astrobot, the next game. Shasalai here writes an estimated length and price, microtransactions.
I don't know, man. Like that's all interesting questions. What did Sackboy's Big Adventure launch at?
Oh, that's a really good question. I don't know. But I remember Sackboy's Big Adventure felt like a full game when I played through it. Like that must have been 10 hours or something.
$60. So not 70.
Yeah.
And then
I will say it is hard to imagine an Astrobot full game costing $70, I think at that point you're expecting Ratchet and Clank levels of production to it.
But here's the thing. I mean, you're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
Do we not expect that though? For how long they've been working on this? Potentially, like the Astro's Playroom 2020.
Yeah.
A 3D platformer, like.
Dude, I was taught. I think it was Andy that I was on the show with, where maybe it was Mike. I forget. Maybe it was Roger. I think it was Roger, where we were talking about how Nintendo goes really hard. I know there's a left turn, but Nintendo goes real hard with like genres that typically wouldn't have games that go that hard with, right? Like I think the example we're giving was something like Mario Odyssey, where you'll play most 3D platformers and it is, oh yeah, smaller thing, oh yeah, like, you know, fun little thing, and then they'll put out a Mario Odyssey, which feels like this grand epic type of thing. And I think Ratchet and Clank as a full price, like full experience, has a benefit of it is narrative driven, it is, you have like the third person shooter aspects to it, like there's so much going on that I feel like it takes the genre of a 3D platformer and runs with it and adds that production. An Astrobot Rescue Mission that, if we're presuming that it is what we think it's going to be, which is more of like a Mario Odyssey style, hey, you got levels that you're running around in, collecting the collectibles, doing all that stuff in. It's hard for me to imagine that kind of thing being a big full price $70 thing that's not like a Mario Odyssey.
I entirely agree with you. Yeah, I don't know.
I would love to see them go for it though, because I do think I think they have the talent for it.
And I mean, obviously, me and you both love 3D platformers so much that like I want them to be $70 prestige titles that like they're putting their all into. I agree. I don't think that that's necessarily the world unless you're Mario, but like I feel like Astro's Playroom convinced me that they have the stuff to be able to make games like Mario Odyssey. Yeah. And maybe not Mario Odyssey because it is what it is. But like I do think that caliber of title, whereas Sackboy's Big Adventure to me, fun time, it's not in the same conversation as Mario 3D World. But I do, and we're talking about different teams and different games here as well. So how long do I think this will be? What's the price? I'm going to say it won't be 70. But how low can they go?
I think 50.
Yeah.
My guess is 50.
Have they released games at 50? 50 sounds right to me.
I mean, I feel like Ratchet and Clank Remake in like 2016 was a lower price. And also, I know Shadow of the Colossus was like $40. I'm thinking of games when like the max was 60. And so now that like they're putting out games at 70, I would think, $50.
$50, and then I think the core game, 10-ish hours.
Yeah, I would say 10 hours, and then maybe like 18 hours to complete.
Totally. Yeah.
And I think that would be such a sweet spot.
Music to my ears.
I want to bring in another one. Oh, actually, they also asked about microtransactions. I would think no. I know Sackboy had like all the different costumes. Chat, were the costumes free? I forget if you paid for all those Sackboy costumes.
They're still putting them out, man.
Like they put them out for such a long time. Those had to be free though, right? Chat, let me know. CJ Splitson writes in, and no, I don't think microtransactions. Yeah, people in chat are saying that they were free.
I don't think so either.
So I think maybe you get something like that. I would be down for it. Yeah, you want to give me an Aloy costume to run around in?
The big question I have is, are they leaning into it being a like PlayStation crossover? I don't want to call it crossover because that's not what it is. A PlayStation celebration. Because if so, maybe some level of microtransactions, maybe some level of like something. I hope that that's not the case, though.
I don't think this is that kind of game that like you microtransaction things in. Like I understand that maybe it is you look at this and you go, oh, this isn't going to be the biggest seller, and so we want to get more money after the fact. But I also think you look at it and go, this is something that's going to get the fans excited. Like let this sell, I don't know, 4 million or whatever it's going to be, probably on the higher end. But who knows? I don't know the power of Astrobot because guess what? Astro's Playroom sold 60 million because it's built into that PlayStation. So I don't know. What was the power of that?
I don't know.
Are people
going to be repulsed by his design? We'll have to wait and see.
People are excited about the Astrobot design, but I think that has some kind of impact. I think people know what Astrobot is. People are familiar with it because everybody has it. I wonder if that translates to sales power. Yeah. CJ Splitson writes in and says the Fox transforms into PlayStation mascots. That'd be fun.
I mean, that'd be awesome. That'd be very cool. I don't expect that, but man. I hope this trailer blows our minds, Wes.
I hope so. And then Ariel Knight says, how much do you think this needs to sell? Which I think this is interesting as far as what do we think PlayStation needs an Astrobot game to do?
I mean, you drop in the 4 million number, I actually feels kind of right on the money of if it doesn't hit that, I feel like they're going to really kind of look at things and be like, all right, maybe we shouldn't be making this type of game. Let's see what Sackboy's Big Adventure.
I love me and you had the same. I started typing in Sackboy Big Adventure sales immediately. That can't be right. Oh, that's Steam. Oh, thank God. The thing that popped up was Sackboy Big Adventure, 62.9 thousand copies. I'm like, absolutely not. There's no way 9,000 people, but that's barely Steam.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any PlayStation numbers here.
If I had to guess, 1 million or 2 million. I don't think Sackboy Big Adventure did what it was. I don't even know what it was supposed to do, but I would be surprised if it did more than 2 million.
Yeah, and now
I think you push this game more. I think you push an Astrobot more.
I think you do, but yeah, it's interesting to think about Astro versus Sackboy of like which has more recognition. It's Sackboy.
Yeah.
But does recognition turn into sales? I don't know.
I mean, it wasn't Sackboy's Big Adventure also wasn't a Little Big Planet. Little Big Planet main title would sell way more than a Sackboy Sackboy Big Adventure.
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
How much didn't Little Big Planet do really well?
Yeah, but like then there was 3 of them.
Yeah.
Plus spin-off titles and Vita titles and all that stuff. And I'm talking about like now, if a Little Big Planet were to come out, like I don't know if it necessarily would.
I mean, yeah, I think
things are just different.
Things are different. You're right. Today, a Little Big Planet, how does that sell? I'm with you. I still think that today, a Little Big Planet though sells more than Sackboy Big Adventure.
I'm not confident in that, but like I also don't feel like that it would be that crazy one way or another. But man, Astro, like that's. I love that with all the talk of, hey, we're not going to get a giant PlayStation IP game this year or whatever, that Astrobot can still happen. And obviously right now it's still rumors and still like whatever, but like I love that like that game does not count as a big game because it's a big game to me.
Yeah.
You know?
But also I get that comes back to the conversation of how does PlayStation see that game? I'm sure PlayStation is excited about it because it is like, oh man, yeah, this seems quality. Our audience is excited about it. It's that kind of thing. But where do they put that in sales expectations? And doesn't mean I would say like 3 to 4 million in the first couple of years. That's what I would expect.
Yeah.
What does PlayStation expect? Who knows?
We'll see.
Let's move on to story number 2. Nintendo announces plans for official store in San Francisco. Let's go.
Fucking go.
This comes. I'm pulling directly from the press release. Nintendo of America today announced plans to open an official store in San Francisco's iconic Union Square, providing a way for a wide range of visitors from near and far to experience the world of Nintendo, its products, and characters. The store, called Nintendo San Francisco, will open in 2025 as the second official location in the U.S., joining the store in New York City. Please stay tuned for more information as the new store opening approaches.
I just can't put into words, Bless, how awesome this is. Have you been to Nintendo World in New York?
I have, just once.
It's so great. And it's great as a store. It's a great place to get your Nintendo games, all of that stuff. All the fun, unique merch that you can get there and the random exclusives. The museum aspect that it has of like you get to see the Game Boy that survived the Gulf War and all that stuff. But then they have
really?
Oh yeah,
is that a real thing?
Oh yeah. Kev, if you could Google that.
This is a Game Boy that was out on
War.
the
yeah, this is an infamous thing from the '90s that everyone was talking about this goddamn Game Boy. Everyone was talking about this, and then did you know that they had to bury a bunch of copies of ET? Like those are like the two.
I understand that Tetris was a phenomenon, but you needed to play Tetris that bad,
that desperately. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Good for you.
The biggest thing about these, there we go. Jesus. There it is. The biggest thing about the Nintendo store is that they can throw events. So when a Nintendo Direct happens, there's hundreds of people there watching together. And it's like, those are our people. You know what I mean? It's like, they'll probably do tournaments. They'll probably like have like fun preview opportunities for things for people. Like it's just we're getting so sick.
During the Switch 2 launch year too.
Dude, I know. Like there's so much opportunity here for this to be very, very cool. Back in the day, the Metreon used to be Sony Metreon. And when it launched, a big part of it, what is now the Target, was the PlayStation Store. And it was amazing. Just such a fun way. You can go play demos of the games and stuff. Like, I just love that stuff. And like, it sucks that that's gone because I really think it would thrive today. The big issue that I do need to bring up here is Union Square is in a rough state. Like, for everything that people talk about San Francisco and they're just like, oh, it's a fucking shithole or whatever, they're literally talking about this area.
Yeah.
Like, they just don't know about any of the other areas, like 90% of the rest of San Francisco. But I do have actual concerns about them having to keep up. Yeah, there is PlayStation Store. God, just I remember it,
sick.
Man.
Holy cow.
So freaking sick. But they're going to have so many issues with theft and just like security issues, which I think are a problem. But hopefully things start picking up a little bit and like some of the empty stores start getting filled with things like Nintendo World, and that shit will change. But that is a concern.
Yeah. The thing that bums me out a little bit is that the directs, I feel like most of the time are at 6 a.m. So are we going to get the San Francisco direct reactions at the Nintendo? Which bums me out because, like, I would love that. The way that I would play hooky. The way I would call and sing, be like, oh, I can't make it to the direct today, guys.
I do think that they might do that at 6 a.m.
You think so?
I think they might open at that time if they were.
Because I might wake up.
Yeah, for reals though. Yeah. I mean, like it's cool, man. I'm super excited about this. I love that Nintendo's expanding this way. We have spent the last couple years now talking about the success of video games outside of the medium of video games, with the use of their IP, with movies and TV and theme parks and all of that. And this type of experience could also count for that stuff. And I think this can go a long way. Yeah. And like this being the second of these in America, I think leaves room for Nintendo LA, Nintendo.
Let me tell you.
I don't know where else they would
for
go.
Me, it's for somebody who moved here from Seattle. I know Seattleites are fucking pissed because like you're telling me Nintendo, like you're here. Nintendo of America is based in Seattle.
Close enough.
Close enough to see it's Seattle area. Like, come on, you know. Like, listen, from being somebody who now lives in San Francisco, I'm like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
But I know those people from Seattle are fucking like, yo, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
You know. Come on.
Let's go, baby.
Let's talk about some Last of Us casting decisions. But before we do, let's talk about Patreon and let's talk about the Kind of Funny membership. Of course, patreon.com/kindoffunny and youtube.com/kindoffunnygames is where you can go to get the Kind of Funny membership, which allows you to get shows ad-free. Speaking of ads, let us tell you about our sponsors.
This episode's brought to you by BetterHelp. We all carry around different stressors, big and small. I'm currently planning a wedding, so I know all about that. But when we keep them bottled up, it can start to affect us negatively. Therapy helps you find your strengths so you can ditch the extreme resolutions and make changes that really stick. You can get out of your negative thought cycles and find some mental and emotional peace, and it can give you the tools to find more balance in your life so you can keep supporting others without leaving yourself behind. Some of my best friends use BetterHelp and love how helpful it can be for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself, and it isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Celebrate the progress you've already made. Visit betterhelp.com/kindoffunny today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/kindoffunny.
And we're back. Somebody in chat said, I thought Blessing was from Chicago. First of all, there's more to Illinois than Chicago. But yeah, no, I'm from Champaign, Illinois. But then after I graduated college, I moved to Seattle, lived there for 4 years, and moved down here. I've also lived in Nigeria. I'm in many locations.
Yeah, you're a man of...
They call me Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah, Mr. Worldwide. Blessing. There you go.
Story number 3. Jeffrey Wright is reprising his role in The Last of Us Part 2, Season 2 of the HBO show.
Fuck yes.
This is Alex Stedman at IGN. HBO's The Last of Us has added another high-profile actor to its cast, but this time there's some overlap with the games. Jeffrey Wright is joining The Last of Us Season 2 as Isaac, the same character he played in Naughty Dog's The Last of Us Part 2. As HBO describes, Isaac is, quote, the quietly powerful leader of a large militia group who sought liberty, but instead has become mired in an endless war against a surprisingly resourceful enemy, end quote. Wright is the latest addition to the cast of The Last of Us Season 2, which has been gradually filling out over the past few months.
You absolutely love to see it. I mean, dude, Jeffrey Wright.
Incredible actor.
I have a sneeze coming.
You got it. See, woo! You're just lucky you don't have a deviated septum.
Oh, yeah, that could have been real bad. Different. God, that hit me hard. Jeffrey Wright's a fucking badass, right? So giving him another shot at the Isaac character is very, very exciting. I love the fact that we're recasting some characters, but also casting some characters from the game into the show. They did that in season 1 as well.
Yeah.
And I also think this is great because watching season 1 of Last of Us, playing Last of Us 1, like we all have and understand them, the differences of what they added and what they expanded on, you can kind of put that together for the story of Last of Us 2. And some characters that might not have had as much screen time that I can imagine, you might give them a little bit more in a TV show format. And I think Isaac is a perfect example of that I can't wait to see more of.
I have a positive and negative here, right? My positive is that I think when you get an actor like Jeffrey Wright, they're gonna give so much more focus to Isaac. In the game, I feel like Isaac was that character where it's like, oh, we needed way more from him. Like we needed way more of his story and like more development from him. I think you're gonna get that because you don't waste Jeffrey Wright. My problem is that I love Jeffrey Wright. He has such a kind face.
Yeah.
He has such a kind like energy to him. And I feel like Isaac in the game was a bit more scary and a bit more mean. And I can't view Jeffrey. I know he played the character.
I think Jeffrey's got
but I can't see it I can't see him being mean like that.
He's gonna be mean, dude. I think he's gonna get it.
Wait, I can't wait. This is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, hell yeah, though, man. I love that this is starting. We're starting to get answers of like who's playing who. Like, and there's still so many cast members to be like, who's gonna
like,
play
look at this
some
guy.
of the other
This guy
ones?
Isaac, this is a scary looking man. You know, Jeffrey Wright. I could be friends with Jeffrey Wright.
This guy looks tired.
I feel like
I don't know. He looks scary.
Yeah, but when he talks though,
yeah.
There's something to Isaac where I'm like, ooh, he seems mean. Jeffrey Wright, I want to grab a beer with him.
Yeah,
I want to grab a dinner with him. I want to be like, yo, tell me about your life. You seem comfortable. You seem cool.
Seen many things, watched many things.
Story number. Was he in? He was in Westworld, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where I fell in love. I think that's where I was like, this guy can act. This is a good actor right here. Story number 4. Respawn, I scrolled up. Respawn seeks a new senior director with multiplayer FPS experience. This is Vicky Blake at Eurogamer. Apex Legends developer Respawn is recruiting a design director with multiplayer FPS experience to join its incubation game team. While there are no clues about whether the position will contribute to a new franchise or an existing one, the fact Respawn is applying its first-person shooter chops to an unannounced game is welcome news for many shooter fans, particularly as the studio's Star Wars project, reported to be a Mandalorian game, was canceled amidst EA's recent cull of 670 employees.
Oh.
Whatever the project is, don't expect a gameplay trailer anytime soon, though. The position is described as a rare leadership opportunity to drive the game design on a new incubation project in the early stages. Pre-production, in other words, which suggests we're a long way off getting concrete details yet. Respawn has had so many like internal game cancellations reported that I don't even think I realized that the Mandalorian game was canceled. Yeah. I'm sure I read it on this show.
Yeah, I think that might have been an episode you weren't on.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm with you. There's so much ups and downs. They just keep coming back. That's what Respawn does, bless.
That's good.
Yeah, I feel like we're really just gonna have to wait and see. Like I feel like with the state of the industry right now of everybody kind of consolidating or dying, there are very few winners left. And I think at this point, Respawn is one of the winners, especially on the EA front. I wonder what their next couple projects are going to be, because obviously Survivor just came out. They have Apex Legends continuing. And if they're not doing this Mandalorian thing, you got to imagine the next Jedi game is not around the corner, right? Like at least a couple years away.
It's like it's up next, probably.
Yeah. So a multiplayer first-person shooter experience, it's like, all right, is it gonna be Titanfall?
It's not. That's the thing is I can't have hope anymore.
Yeah.
My heart's been broken so many times by reading the reports of, oh yeah, they're working on Titanfall Legends. It was going to take Hades influence. But it's canceled. Oh yeah, they're doing another Titanfall. Oh, it's canceled. But Mandalorian. And it seems like it's going to move like Titanfall. Oh, it's canceled. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, incubation team gives me the vibes of, hey, this is just research and development. We are just working on a thing. We're seeing what we can do with pushing like our FPS gameplay forward. At this rate, I'm just expecting Apex Legends 2.
Yeah.
I think I don't think that's even a bad idea, right? As much as I would love a Titanfall, as much as I would love a Mandalorian thing, I think Apex Legends has found them success. It is something that is consistent for Respawn, and the Apex Legends name, as much as people are going to hate it, has superseded what Titanfall is. Apex is more popular, more recognizable now. And so I think if you're going to go about making another FPS thing, if you want to allude to Titanfall, you can, but it's going to be an Apex thing, right? I think Apex is going to be the title of it. But yeah, I'll just expect something else along those lines.
Do you think we'll ever get an Apex Legends 2?
You know, maybe eventually. I think in the vein of like an Overwatch 2, where it's still kind of the same thing, but here's just a big step forward. We're adding in a new, like, we're refreshing the legends, or we're adding in like a brand new mode or like new maps or whatever. Like, I think it will just be a big refresh. But yeah, like an idea of an Apex Legends 2, it does feel weird, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just these types of games we just typically don't see sequels to, but Overwatch is an example of it, but that didn't really work.
It didn't really work. I think the thing with Apex is I don't know where the numbers are at with Apex now versus where they were at launch. I think Fortnite, we don't see a Fortnite 2 because Fortnite is just big, right? Like Fortnite, you can launch a new chapter and that feels like the next step into the next thing, but that kind of keeps that consistency going. Whereas if Apex, if like the numbers are dying down, if they see like that decrease, I think it makes sense to go, all right, let's do a big refresh. Let's inject new life into this thing. Let's launch an Apex Legends 2. If they're seeing that now, I think I think that would be the time to then go, like, okay, let's make an incubation team to figure out, to test things out, to see what that looks like. But yeah, I could see an Apex Legends 2. I could also see an Apex Legends either single player thing or like just a different type of game.
Apex Legends 2, Titanfall 3. Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island type shit.
They also just like trying out, they had their arenas mode in Apex Legends, which I loved, but they ended up getting rid of that and they added in a new mode. Like they like experimenting a lot with Apex Legends and seeing how they can expand that out. And so with arenas not working out, and I don't know how the new mode currently is working out in Apex Legends currently, I could see them going, yeah, next time we do this, let's maybe just launch it in a new launcher and see what happens if we're able to call it a different thing, but still keep the soul of what makes Apex. Story number 5. FromSoft wants to keep making Armored Core games. This is Khan Saren at Games Radar. From Software president and frequent director Hidetaka Miyazaki claims that the studio's mecha action series Armored Core has a very sturdy future ahead, unless the game's dystopian vision comes to pass.
Oh, wow.
It's fucked up.
You didn't need to say that.
The Armored Core series began life in the late 1990s with massive explosions, excessive oil spillage, and anti-corporate themes, all timeless ideas that powered the big mechs across almost 3 decades before Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon dropped in 2023 to much acclaim and the studio's second biggest PC launch to date. Quote, "The Armored Core series is very important to From Software," Miyazaki said in an interview with IGN Japan, translated by FandomWire. Quote, "We have a strong will to continue it in the future. I believe Armored Core 6 was a success," end quote. But despite pleasing fans with mechs big enough to cover half of Elden Ring's map, the famed director reckons, quote, "Not everything was perfect in the game. There's still room for improvement, so I have no intention of stopping there," Miyazaki adds. Armored Core 6 enjoyed a bunch of post-launch updates that added ranked matches and much-needed buffs for certain cool weapons, but has yet to receive the proper expansions that From Software's Soulsborne games usually do. Retaining and empowering talent is what helped the studio release AAA games so rapidly, according to Miyazaki. So the studio could feasibly work on the Elden Ring DLC or another project simultaneously with an Armored Core 7, which sounds like an inevitability at this point.
Yeah, it's crazy there was an Armored Core 6. You know what I mean?
You know, I feel like not many games get 6 in the title.
Wild. Absolutely wild. And soon to be 7, potentially. Exciting stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like to flash back to even last year, early last year, of the amount of conversations we had on this show and Gamescast of like, can Armored Core hit? Like, can it actually work? Like, From Software is Souls games at this point. Like, can they bring back this mech game and like, do they need to make it more Souls-like or whatever? It's like, no, they just did the damn thing and everyone loved it.
Yeah.
So good for them. Keep doing more.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked on the show before, and PS I Love You as well, about, you know, acquisition and like, oh, is PlayStation going to buy From Software? Like, who do we want like different people to be acquired by? I'm at the place now where I'm like, I'm so happy From Software isn't owned by anybody. I know they're owned by I always forget the name. Is it like Katakawa or something like that? Chat, you can correct me. Kind of funny.com says you're wrong. But like, the fact that they look at Armored Core 6 and they're like, yeah, it's a success. That would not be, I don't think that would be a success for PlayStation or for like Xbox or for like a big publisher. But the fact that From Software is able to go, hey, we have Elden Ring. That is a big fucking hit. That's making the numbers. That's doing everything. We have the freedom to go, hey, let's make an Armored Core 6 and it could sell a few million copies and that's fine. And we look in the fact that you can look at it and go, yeah, like wasn't perfect. We can make some improvements. We want to make another one. That is such a refreshing thing to hear, especially really right now.
I mean, especially you bringing up PlayStation, Xbox, but even I think a more apt comparison would be something like a Square. You know, another third-party, multi-platform focused company, and it's like, all right, well, we've seen Square kind of back to back with Final Fantasy 16 Rebirth and Forspoken, PlayStation exclusive, and they're kind of seeming desperate at this point to go back to being truly multi-platform, whereas From's just kind of sitting here like, yeah, let's make another one. That is such a refreshing thing to hear, especially right now. I mean, especially you bringing up PlayStation, Xbox, but even I think a more apt comparison would be something like a Square. You know, another third-party, multi-platform focused company, and it's like, all right, well, we've seen Square kind of back to back with Final Fantasy 16 Rebirth and Forspoken, PlayStation exclusive, and they're kind of seeming desperate at this point to go back to being truly multi-platform, whereas From's just kind of sitting here like, we got multiple franchises now that are hit on multiple SKUs and multiple platforms, and we're seeing the success here. For what I'm looking at here is 2.8 million copies as of October 2023. So we have many months since then that game's probably sold a lot more, but 3 million copies is a lot.
It's a lot,
but it's also like,
it's not.
We were just saying that, like, we predict that Astrobot will need 4 million to be seen as a success.
Exactly.
Think about the type of games those are. Very different, and one tied to PlayStation exclusively. Like, hell yeah, that From is looking at this as a success. Like, that is great for this industry.
And again, I love that they're building something different than, let's continue to make the Souls stuff. Let's continue to make these difficult action games, even though the Armored Core 6 is a difficult action game, but it is way different, right? I love that they look at that and they're like, hey, no, this is still a pillar of our company, and we don't want to get locked into making the same kind of game. And I think that is going to work out for them. I think branching out and figuring out, what other kind of games can we make? The fact that they put out Sekiro in 2019, and I know that's Soulsy, but it's a big departure of what you got out of Dark Souls and Bloodborne. They put that out. People loved it. It was a success. I think that game moved things forward. Like, I've seen so many other games taking influence. Even Stellar Blade that just came out feels like it takes influence from Sekiro. I love that From Software can continue to like be like, hey, let's not get locked into a franchise. Let's do what we want to do. Let's make new IP. Let's be creative. I think that's very valuable. And I love seeing that in like a big AAA studio.
Yep.
But yeah, they're big in AAA.
So big.
But Tim, if I wanted something smaller, maybe something double A, where would I go?
You go to our last story, the Wii News channel, where we cover all the small news items that you need to know about.
That's right. It is story number 6. Wii News. This first one is from Game Rant. A reliable insider has leaked a placeholder logo for Persona 6 that seemingly confirms that the game will be centered around the color green. Kevin has it pulled up here. Here's the placeholder logo for Persona 6.
Crazy.
Persona 6? That's wild,
It's a
sixth game in a franchise?
This must be maybe the 4th time this has happened in history that a game has gotten to number 6.
There's 2 things I want to shout out here. One, I saw Mike Minotti tweet this. Mm-hmm. This is a very nice color green.
It is, isn't it?
I'm stoked about this grading of green we got going on. Good for them.
If I see this color green on a pack of gum, I'm buying that gum.
I was like, oh, that's the gum.
Yeah, that's the gum I want. I know how that tastes.
But also, shout out to the horniness of this.
What? No.
You can't look at this and not be like,
no.
Oh, y'all are some pervs.
No.
You know what I mean?
What are you talking about? Because the 6 is inside the P?
We're getting some illusions here. We're getting a little 60-90 illusions.
Oh, y'all stretching. Y'all stretching.
They're stretching.
Let the 6 and the backwards 9 interlope with each other.
I'm supporting it. I'm all about it. I'm just saying, this shit's horny.
My takeaway from this is that, man, Persona fans are just starving. Like, man, the amount of stories that I've added to Occasionally Doc that have to do with the color green and Persona, it's like, y'all have gotten no other information about this game aside from green, and y'all are taking it, and it is making y'all go crazy.
It's all you need, dude.
And when I say y'all, I mean us, because that's me too, right? Like, but I'm excited about, okay, cool, a green color theme. I just want a trailer. I just want a reveal. But yeah, we see the color green and we go nuts.
Pumping into the music. Zooming in and out of it. Oh man.
This next one is from VGC. Stellar Blade's latest update introduces a new boss challenge mode as well as fresh outfits for protagonist Eve. Shift Up director Kim Hyung Tai detailed patch 1.003, which also includes several bug fixes and quality of life improvements in a PlayStation blog post. Shout out to that. Let me tell you, Tim. I saw these new outfits. Like, I can't fight the allegations anymore. I'm like, I just want to. I'm just trying to play the game for the gameplay, and they reveal these new outfits, and I'm like, why is this so horny? Like, you want to talk about horny?
Yeah.
Oh man, these outfits. At my desk, like, I gotta hide this. I can't let somebody walk in. Wait, no, is this the new outfit? Oh, I saw some photoshops then. Somebody lied to me. The outfits I saw were way more revealing than whatever that is. I was lied to.
Oh my god.
Hold on, slow it down. Is this more? Yeah, I was lied to. Never mind. I don't know what I saw. Don't give me that look.
Where are you looking, Wes?
I was somebody on Twitter. It was somebody on Twitter was like, "Oh, these new Stellar Blades costumes are crazy." And I looked and I was like, "Damn, those are crazy."
Damn.
Bless just got got.
I got got because I was like, whoa.
Bless, can you find those and send them to us?
Yeah, if I find them, let me look at this. Why is this the first thing that pops in my timeline?
Jesus Christ, dude. Man, the world is just very horny place.
Calm down, everybody. Oh, wait, no. But this thing is a costume, though, in the game. So, okay, I'm pulling from Ethan Gotch.
Slack it to assets.
Yes, okay, this is what I saw. Here, I'm going to send this to you. This is a Kotaku article. All right, I'm slacking it to assets, and we can get to the bottom of this. Once you bring it up, I'll read the news story.
Jesus
See?
Christ.
See? I'm not crazy.
It's a good outfit.
While he's bringing that up, he's brought it up. So yeah, the title is the Kotaku article, Freestyler Blade Movement Can't Decide If New Outfits Are Sexy Enough. This is published 2 hours ago by Ethan Gotch. Stellar Blade is an excellent sci-fi action game. Then he goes into like the whole weird community stuff going on about the censorship stuff.
Oh my god, that red one's insane in action.
Yep, in action.
A May 24th update to Stellar Blade brings 19 boss rush challenge mode.
Jesus Christ.
Are you for real?
What are you guys doing? Look at the way it ends. This is just the end of the video right there.
It's a good game, all right? It's a good game.
God.
The combat's fucking sick. Don't let these outfits dissuade you. It's a great game. Is there new suits? In addition to the white Kunoichi and black Kunoichi, there's now Midsummer Red Hood and Midsummer Alice outfits available to buy and craft. So yeah, those suits are also in the game. So I was right.
God, is that a mod that someone did? I'm gonna look away from that.
Yeah.
I didn't find these suits when I was playing. Like, I didn't see anything this pronounced.
Pronounced.
I can find the adjective.
Yeah. Okay.
When I was playing the game. It's a good game, guys.
Like you said, I couldn't find, which implies you were looking.
You know? I was reviewing.
We can move on.
I was doing my doing my due diligence. I was reviewing the fucking game. What do you want from me?
Yeah.
All right. I had to figure out what the outfit situation was.
Oh,
I was wearing the
man.
Kill Bill yellow outfit throughout the entire thing.
Yeah. That's one does.
This next one is from Noble. Crow Country added a new hard mode with its last update. It's called Murder of Crows. It has new rank requirements. Enemies are more aggressive. Resources are more limited. And it just says unlocked from the start. I don't know what that means.
So you can play hard mode from the jump. You don't need to,
I see. I see.
Crow Country's awesome, y'all.
And then this last one's from VGC. Epic Games has revealed Fortnite Battle Royale Chapter 5 Season 3 called Wrecked. The Mad Max-inspired season includes a greater focus on vehicular combat as players explore a new wasteland biome in nitro-fueled, moddable cars. Players will be able to unlock Fallout's T60 power armor by leveling up Wrecked's Battle Pass, while bottles of Nuka-Cola will restore some health, and over time, some shield too. A Wastelander Magneto skin will be unlockable through Battle Pass quests in July 2.
What an insane series of words put together where it's like, did we just combine Mad Max, X-Men, and Fallout all together seamlessly?
That is wild.
It's wild.
And it makes me kind of want to pick up Fortnite for 30 minutes again and play a little bit. Just experience the Nuka-Cola.
Get it in, dude.
That's it for Wii News. But yeah, that's awesome. Shout out to Fortnite.
Shout out to Fortnite.
Before we get out of here, oh man, we got a whole bunch of super chats for you. We're going to be in the super chat section for a minute. Let's start off with Arturatron, who says, everyone wish Average Joe good luck on the job interview today. You'll always be above Average Joe to us.
Good luck, Average Joe.
Good luck,
Got
Average
this,
Joe.
bro.
Onimus Prime says, Tim should play Persona. It's Pokemon for adults.
Yeah, I know.
Yang Fam says, kind of funny. He'll never play Persona.
I bought Persona 5 Royal on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I have not booted it up once. Since then, I bought the Steam Deck OLED. So if I ever do play Persona 5, it's going to be on the Steam Deck.
See, Persona reminds me of how Kingdom Hearts is for me, where I played Kingdom Hearts 1 as a kid and I loved it, but as an adult, I've tried to go back and play more Kingdom Hearts games, and it just doesn't work for me as an adult. I could see a young Tim Persona dominating your life.
Yeah.
Just because it's a different... I feel like that's the kind of game that like the same you that got into Pokemon would have gotten into Persona and fell in love with it, just because like it's stylish, it's all these things.
Oh, yeah.
But today, I think it's a very long RPG.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is, I know what your life is now. I don't know if you have the time.
I don't know that I got that in me.
But you should try, though. I could see
do
Persona 5.
It looks cool and the style's great and the music's fun. Like, all the elements are there. I'm like, yeah, I should love this. Maybe I'll wait for P6. Seems like it has some things going that I'm interested in.
Boston Otaku writes in, it says, freaky ass Persona, it is 69 God. What'd you say?
That horny things.
Horny things? Yeah. Freaky ass persona. 69 God.
69 God. What they call me.
No, don't do that.
I've been fucking baiting you, and you're just pushing through it all. That's where you draw the goddamn line.
No, we're not doing that. Yang fam says, kind of funny rocks. Have a good weekend, everyone. Have a good weekend, Yang fam. Xbox. Wow, what a name. That is so good because I did not realize what he did until I said it out loud. It's spelled EKTH space BOKTH. Xbox writes in. That's so fucking good. It says Spoilercast review on location for the San Francisco Nintendo store.
Yeah, we'll definitely do something for sure.
Oh, they got me.
Holy shit.
Charlie Nugget says, hey, Bless and Tim, there's a new Doctor Doom one-shot that opens with MF Doom lyrics.
That's dope. Good for them.
I was listening to MF Doom yesterday.
Yeah?
Mad Villainy.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I ever did a full listen through. I don't listen to like some of the more popular tracks.
Is it hitting for you?
Dude, I don't know what it is for me. Where I like it, it's not. But like not, it's like not like this is bad or anything. I think it's good. But it's not like, I don't know, it's not hitting my soul.
I've never been able to get into MF Doom.
Yeah.
And it's like underground rap, hip hop comic inspired bullshit. It should be the most Tim Getty shit ever. I don't know, man. I just can't get into it. So hey,
I'm trying. I might try to force it. Like
I've tried to force.
I'm trying to force myself
times
to love Mad Villainy. And I will say, like, there are MF Doom songs that I love. What's it called? Rap Snish Knishes or whatever. I fucking love that song.
Yeah,
that song goes hard.
Kevin, MF Doom is this rapper that wears a mask, very similar.
I know. I've seen
to Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
And there was a big controversy in the mid 2000s because he did a tour. And for over half the tour, he didn't even.
Brother, right?
He didn't show up. He just sent some other guy out wearing a mask.
That's awesome.
Like, you know,
it's not though.
How would he know? How would he know?
And then Ninja Tonight says, I came in late, so I don't know if you've talked about it, but Bless, have you played Wuthering Waves? I think you would like it since you liked Genshin. Here's the thing about my Genshin love, is that Genshin tired me out, dude. I liked Genshin because it was like a Breath of the Wild style thing, and like, it was just a beautiful video game to play, and like it kind of was a good time waster. But after a while, I just couldn't do it anymore. That game broke me. So I don't know if I would love another game that's like Genshin. But I've heard of Wuthering Waves. Let me tell you, I've been busy because last night I was looking at 3 different video games. I booted them all up, played 30 minutes of each.
Which one?
Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door.
Ooh,
yeah. Booted that up. Lorelei and the Laser Eyes.
Hearing good things about this.
Yeah, which is really fascinating. Like, it's a puzzle game that also gives me like classic Resident Evil vibes a little bit. But it also seems very hardcore. I had to bust out the calculator app in the first 20 minutes. Wild. And then 1000X Resist. Because I've been seeing Baird has been talking about it, but then also I saw Michael Hyam tweeting about it, and I was like, oh, maybe I should give this a try. So I started all 3 of those, got very overwhelmed, and then I sat for 2 hours and watched Elden Ring lore videos.
Good.
That was my night last night.
Yeah.
We have one more here from Cameron Mybels, who writes in and says, will the Switch 2 find a way to support Nintendo DS/3DS Virtual Console?
You know, for a while I was fairly convinced that it would. I'm starting to lose faith, but I don't know. Seeing the Steam Deck's alleged integration of playing the dual screen games, maybe they could make something happen. I just don't expect it to be that great. Because I get the formatting of the screens, you put them next to each other. It's a whole thing. I don't know.
Well, that's it for Super Chats. Now it's time for kindoffunny.com/you're wrong, where you write in and let us know what we got wrong as we got it wrong, so we can correct it for those watching later on YouTube and listening later on podcast services around the globe. Missing Link says, Bless mentioned he could see Respawn making a single-player Apex, but a such thing has already been reported on being in early development. We'll see if it ever comes out.
That's the thing, man. Respawn, they just be out here.
They just be making games. Here we go. Big Sean says From Software is owned by Katakawa, but also 30% of the company is split between Sony and Tencent. Cool. That doesn't mean anything. Oh, it means some things, but it doesn't mean it. I forget the point I was making about Katakawa. It doesn't matter.
Fade N2 Gaming leaves a super chat saying, hey Tim, you being a fanatic of Final Fantasy franchise, are you planning on getting into Final Fantasy 14 Dawn Trail expansion? No, I've never played 14, and like I really wish that I could just blink and then have the experience of all of it. I just don't have the time. An MMO and online, all that stuff. It's just like, that's just not my life. But God, I wish. You know what I need to do? I need to just at some point do what you're doing with the lore videos of Elden Ring, but just fucking like deep dive and commit to watching, like,
that'd be sick.
Experience it through someone else.
Yeah.
You know
honestly,
what I mean?
I might join you on that because I would love to give it.
I didn't know what's going on with this story.
But yeah, the way people talk about the story and the writing, I'm like, yo, this sounds incredible. But I do not have the time. And then Lang Lee writes in and says, just to educate Bless, Jeffrey Wright made his career by playing villains like Peoples Fernandez in Shaft. He was the best part of that film. Check him out here. He gives a YouTube link. I don't think we're gonna watch Shaft on the show.
I hope that he's talking about Shaft, the Samuel L. Jackson like late '90s movie or early 2000s movie.
Well, he said the movie was from 2000, so
yeah, good for them. That's fantastic stuff.
He just has such kind eyes.
I mean, Jeffrey Wright, I get what you're saying about the kindness because, like, he was Commissioner Gordon in the Batman. He was very great there. But, like, I loved him in Casino Royale, the James Bond movie. And, like, his character, Felix.
Yeah? Was he mean?
What's his name?
Was he mean? Was he scary?
Yeah, Felix is right.
Felix Lightrider or something like that?
I think it's just Felix Light. Is it Light?
Felix, he's fucking awesome.
Fucking dude.
He's just there playing poker. And I'm like, yeah, I want to play poker with this guy.
Oh,
he
Lighter.
Seems so
yeah,
nice.
Lighter.
Felix Leiter, yeah.
He seems approachable. You know, like I would see him in a bar and I'm like, oh,
hey,
it's
Jeffrey Wright.
Hey, Jeffrey, can I get your autograph? Like, I feel like I would ask him for his autograph. You know,
like, yes,
what if he looked and he was like, no, get the fuck away from me?
Then I'd be like,
wow,
we got to get you in The Last of Us.
You're going to be great in Last of Us,
I feel like Adam Driver, if I saw Adam Driver in public, I'm like, I'm sure he's nice, but he scares me. I saw
Adam Driver?
Yeah.
Scares you.
You've seen that scene in Marriage Story?
Yeah.
Where he was like, I fucking wish you would die. I'm like, man. And also Kylo Ren. You know?
I mean,
seems
like,
mean.
He's like an enormous.
I'm a little bitch. Like, what the fuck you talking about, Bless?
Tim, I think he was a Marine.
Adam Driver?
Yeah.
Look, I'm not saying I don't think Adam Driver could kick my ass. I know that he can. I don't think he would, though. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm in a room with Adam Driver, I expect him to be a very kind guy.
Yeah, I think he definitely comes off as a very kind guy, but like also the kind of guy that like if he gets a little mad,
I'm not the
like,
type of guy that
you know
gets
what?
people a little mad though.
Have you seen Black Klansman?
Very mad.
Black Klansman, that man was acting in that movie, and it was scary. That's the thing. If I'm not saying again, I'm sure both Jeffrey Wright and Adam Driver, great human beings. If I walk onto a bus and there's only 2 seats available, one of those seats is next to Adam Driver, and the other's next to Jeffrey Wright, I'm sitting next to Jeffrey Wright 10 out of 10 times. I feel more comfortable. He seems more approachable, more friendly. I might strike up a conversation.
I sit next to both of them. You know what I mean? I would actually ask both of them to sit so I can sit in
the
between
middle?
both of them. Yeah.
Roger in the background says he's a creep. So he says, is he scary in Black Klansman? When he's undercover, yeah. When he's undercover, are you kidding me? I believed him. I was watching that movie. I was like, man, you acted that so well that like my heart jumped. If you've not seen Black Klansman, you should watch it.
I need to, yeah.
Man. All right, that's it for kindafunny.com/Sherong. Of course, this has been Kinda Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with the Kinda Funny membership on Patreon or on YouTube to get all of our shows ad-free, watch us record them live, and get a daily exclusive show. Enjoy the Gamescast after this, which is an interview with the DC Universe Online devs with Greg. After that is the stream. Well, no, after that is Game Showdown, actually.
Woo!
And then after that is the stream, and that's going to be some DC Universe Online. But until next time, Game Daily.
Oh, man.